Hey guys, welcome to my video of doing dune prep for my Banshee. So borders have opened. We can finally get to Oregon as of 3 or 4 days ago. Now we are going next week in 4 or 5 days. It's going to be a short trip. We have to basically just get there, leaving here Thursday night, Friday, and coming back Sunday. So it's a short trip, not a lot of downtime available. So I'm going to prep my quad, put the sand tires on, and do a bunch of checks on this thing. Basically what I do, when I go with my wife and kids, I just take a spare quad, load up the enclosed trailer or the camper, fifth wheel, and take a spare quad, so I don't check it that much. But when I go with my buddies, it's hard riding, not a ton of downtime, and really I only have one machine, so it needs to run the entire time. So I go through every nut and bolt. I'll check A-arms, bearings. I will check rear axle bearings. So I put it on a jack stand back here. Alright, so what I do is I use a jack stand. These things are pretty light. Prop it onto the jack stand and check the bearings. Axle bearings, the number one thing that goes bad in Oregon because of the sand. Everything's solid, swing arm solid, nice and tight. Then you check the hubs, make sure there's no, see, this thing's fucked. So I should change that. Brake hub's not very good. That's not good. I have a couple extra ones, so I will pop those out. Simple bolt, and it'll come out. Check all the bolts. What I would like to do is I take a socket wrench and just double check everything. Banshees, the vibration is a huge problem. Check your shifter bolts. I've lost 3 shifters in Oregon. I've lost a Kickstarter in Oregon. So all these bolts need to be checked. All the bearings need to be checked. A to Z, I go over it all because, as you guys know, if you're there for 2 days, the last thing that you want is a breakdown, because one, parts are expensive in Oregon. Secondly, that's one full day going to be gone just repairing, and you're not going to have proper tools anyway. You're going to have just like job site stuff. And then I check the plugs. I usually go through those to have a look at them, see how old they are. I will check the, make sure there's no air leaks, everything. Wires aren't touching the pipes. That's the big thing. Make sure if there are potentially touching that they're shielded or somehow. That's a big problem. I've seen 2 Banshees catch fire out in Oregon in the dunes. Yeah. Check the seals, check all your plugs, check all your bolts, make sure every single bolt is tight, make sure your oil is good. That's easy on a Banshee, harder on a 250R. On a Banshee, you pull the dipstick, you see that it's full, or see how old it is, you change it. This one, I have to check its logbook, so I keep a logbook for every single machine. So in this one, I will check its logbook and see when's the last time I changed the tranny fluid. I don't remember when I did it, so I'm sure it's been a very long time, but so that'll have to be done. The hubs will have to be done. I have some extra hubs sitting around, so thankfully that won't be a big issue. And yeah, all the bearings have been done before. Alright guys, that was my basically first time ever recording myself working. What I did today was I rerouted the throttle cable. I had a little bit of a cruise control feature going on when I was fully turned to the left or right, I can't remember. But I've routed it, there's a lot of extra slack now, so that shouldn't be a problem. I checked all the bolts I drained and checked the oil. I did a little bit of cleaning on it. I was very surprised at how many bolts were loose. A lot of bolts, pretty much half the exhaust ones, plastic bolts, all the A-arm ones, the bumper was about to fall off. So although I do take bolts with me when I go on these trips, it's very important to check your bolts. Like I said, just always check your bolts. What I also do is when we're done for the night, we stay in like a townhouse situation at Winchester Bay. I go into the garage and I kind of just look over everything. It's only like 3 sockets or whatever, and I just kind of double check everything. Tire's definitely low. I'm gonna pump that up. It is pissing heavy rain outside. Otherwise, I would start it up and try to just double check the jetting. I probably wouldn't make any adjustments, but I like to just double check it, make sure it's okay. All the bolts, things have been checked. I know how old the clutch is. I could not get another sprocket hub. The one I have is probably in worse condition than this. I assume this is original from 2001, so that's 20 years old. It might last a trip, it might not. I am going to order another one and pick it up on the way. It saves me a lot of money doing that because the shipping, free shipping from Rocky Mountain is like 3 days down south. 3 days shipping from Rocky Mountain up here is like $30 extra plus tax, so I'm going to pay $50 extra for the sprocket hub. Just so it's easier for me to grab it, and if it does come off, it's actually pretty simple. There's not very difficult to take it off. I'll have all the tools with me, so I'm not overly concerned. And other than that, I think she's ready to go. Just gotta pre-mix it. Thank you for watching my videos. As you see, I'm not sure if you can see that, but if you can see that, that is my 86 250R standing there, and the 89 standing beside it, 88, sorry. And we are going to start, we as in me, I'm going to start working on that once I'm back from Oregon. This thing will go back to one of the trailers to kind of live, and this 450 that I got going on right here, I am actually abandoning the project. I bought this quad on a pallet and got it shipped here, so I'm into it. Honestly, 1,300-1,400 bucks. I wanted to put it together during COVID. I never really just didn't get around to doing it. Got really busy with work and just lost interest in it. And now it needs a couple little things, and I'm just kind of like, screw it. So I'm putting the wheels on it. The reason I bought it is it came with hypers. It came with a bunch of extra parts that I kind of stole off of it. But yeah, I'm gonna get rid of this thing. The 86 is going on to this stand here, and then we are I am going to start tearing apart this 88 and put the motor, everything on this 250R. I'm hoping to be done the 250R by Christmas. The other Banshee I'm hoping to be done well before Christmas, and I'm working on in the trailer just to keep all the parts and everything together. Its motor is right here on this bench. I'm going to start tearing it down maybe today. So yeah, like, subscribe, follow. I will be posting all this stuff. It's my first time recording a video of me working, and it was actually quite interesting. I didn't get distracted a bunch of times. So yeah, I'll be doing it again.